Hi, it's Dan here from Flexxable. So what's better, Bard or Chat GPT for lead generation? Let's dive in and discuss. You must have been living under a rock if you haven't started implementing AI into your lead gen agency. And if you haven't done it yet, then you should probably get started because there's just so much opportunity. There's never been anything like this in my lifetime that I've seen. And we're in a perfect position to, really do well from this as marketers, as lead gen agencies. Okay, I'm super pumped about the future. But there's a lot of choice out there now. ChatGPT's been in the headlines and in the news, and it's been doing great. We've been implementing it with our sales Android, and it works super well. On the other hand, Google has been working on Bard, its version of ChatGPT, for some time now, and I guess to help you guys and girls have a look at it and see what you should be using, the pros and cons of each. I'm going to get my account manager, Graham, who's a real geek in this area. He's going to love showing you what the difference is between the two. We'll have a play and look at some of the pros and cons and take it from there, okay? So I'm going to pass over to him, but before I do, we've got a recent offer called the Sales Android, and it actually incorporates, it's a tool that we use to help clients that suck at getting back to leads, that don't have a good sales team, that don't work their out-of-hours leads, etc. And what we can do is use ChatGPT to communicate with the leads at any time, qualify them out, and then send them to the client when they're ready to go, okay? There's a link below in the description of this video, which you'll be able to check out and use and see what it looks like. But otherwise, I'm going to hand you over to Graham now. Please enjoy, and I'll see you soon.
Hey guys, and welcome. I'm just going to quickly take you through some of the Bard capabilities. This is Google Bard AI. It's Google's version of ChatGPT, so it's quite new. You have to join the waiting list at the moment. I think it took me about a week to get access. It's still in its experimental phase, so it's a little bit behind GPT, but I'm sure it will catch up. Slight differences is OpenAI use a GPT language model, which works off of the 2021 internet, I still believe. I think they're going to update it soon, but it's still 2021. Whereas Google Bard is done off of the Lambda language model, which is basically way more up to date, way more current. And I think that's where Google are trying to get a little bit more of an edge. Because at the moment, ChatGPT is probably winning. So yeah, I'm just going to take you through a few things on Bard. Quite similar to ChatGPT. I think the power really does come from the prompt. I think we're realizing prompt engineering is going to be huge in the future. So let me just take you through a few examples of how Bard can help you with your marketing. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is keyword research. I find the AI software is really good for this, especially if you've used all the obvious ones and you're trying to find maybe like some left field ones that you haven't really thought of. I'm just going to get my prompt here. So I've gone for give me 10 keywords with their monthly search volumes in the US relating to lead generation for me to use my Google search ads selling a high ticket lead generation course for agency owners. Also, I want you to provide me with some good intent audiences that I could target for this product. Also, I want you to provide me with competitor websites I can create a custom intent audience off of. Okay. Let's go affinity actually. Let's see if that works. And cool. Let's go and let's see what it comes back with. Cool. So it's come back with 10 keywords, obviously. So there's some decent keywords there with decent keyword volume that we can use for our search ads for our PPLB course. That's all good. I may want it a bit more diverse than that, but still, it's a good starting point. And again, this is where you can hone the prompt and be like, that doesn't include lead generation in the key phrase. And I may try and do that in the sec just to show you how that works. And then here are some good intent audiences that you can target for this product. So again, you could go and target agency owners, business owners, marketers, salespeople, entrepreneurs, professionals, decision makers, influencers, and opinion leaders. So you could go and have a look at those. And then here are some competitor websites that you can start building custom audiences off of, which is basically like you can target people like the people who go to these websites. And I think they're all solid. all marketing, all lead generation. So I think that's good. So let me just go and see if I can just amend this slightly. See if it can give me a better. Let's get rid of this bit here. Um, so just trying to hone it. I would very rarely use the first answer you get. I would always try and hone your prompt, try and get it as perfect as possible, so it gets a really good answer. It will take a couple of iterations. And here we go. So you've got some different keywords now that don't just have lead generation in them. These are great, but these are maybe a little bit more left field that you may not have thought about, but also are closely tied to lead generation and have good search volume. So you can do this 3, 4, 5 times and try and hone it just to try and find loads of different search terms for your something like your search ads, your YouTube ads, something like that. But yeah, that's the first one. I think that's pretty good. And we can go on to the next bit, which is creating Facebook ads, which is obviously what I like to do. And you have a full chat history in there as well. So you can go back and look at everything you've got basically. So this one's going to be, it's quite a big one. It's create me 3 Facebook ads selling life insurance. I want it to be story based that will pull at the heartstrings and make the ad irresistible to click. Ew, my spelling is terrible. And it's very important that you get this right in prompts as well, because spelling and grammar can affect the results. So it was irresistible to click. It should be written from the perspective of a dad who has seen his friend pass away with no life insurance, and he watched his friend's family suffer. We're trying to get a dad's aged 30 to 40 to get life insurance. I want you to speak empathetically and try to reach out to their pain, include benefits, and get them wanting to click on the ad. Please include a headline no more than 50 characters long. So we'll see what Bard comes back with for this, and just give it a minute. Cool. So it's got 3. Also up here, you can actually see other drafts. This is their first draft, but they also do a couple of drafts each time you ask them something. So it will change what you've got so that you get loads of things through. I've got the foot show up here. This one hasn't got a draft. No, all good. So that's pretty cool. So let's have a look at draft 1 anyway. So add 1 headline. I watched my friend's family suffer after he passed away without life insurance. Don't know if this happened to you. I think it's quite a long headline. I'd cut that down. And then the body. I'll never forget the day my best friend passed away. He was only 35 years old and he left behind a wife and 2 children. They were devastated. My friend had never gotten life insurance, and now his family was left to pick up the pieces. They had to sell their house, and his wife had to go back to work to support her kids. It was a terrible situation. I'm writing this to you because I don't want you to go through what my friend's family went through. Life insurance is one of the most important things you can buy for your family. It gives them peace of mind knowing that they will be taken care of financially if something happens to you. Don't wait until it's too late. Get life insurance today. I think that's a pretty good ad to start with. Obviously, you always want to put your own little spin on it. Sometimes it can be a bit generic. That's why I think it's very important to get the prompt right. You can like put in your own little sauce in the prompts to get kind of what you want. This is a story-based ad, but we could go for like just a short ad, just a clickbaity ad. It's what you kind of put in the prompt. So you could even put it in in the style of someone like Frank Kern or some big marketer like Ogilvy. You could get it to write like him. And yeah, but this basically gives you loads of different ad copy ideas, and it can just help to try and inform you. You can use some of them. I think we're going to be doing a video soon, and we're going to test out my ad copy versus an AI's ad copy, which would be an interesting test to see what works better. I would assume a human's, just because we can. It's still a bit off. AI easily writing like a human, but it's not far off. It's not far off, and I think if you get the prompt really down, it can probably do a really good job. But yeah, these ads are certainly decent. I think they're actually better than Chat GPT when we did it in January with Chat GPT. So I'm quite excited for Bard to carry on evolving. But yeah, so that's how you can kind of get your Facebook ads. Again, a lot of the power is in the prompt. So really do try and give it a lot of information about your audience, your persona you're going after, and kind of what you're selling and all that kind of stuff. Next up, we're going to do, so it can help you write video scripts, which I think is pretty cool for your YouTube ads or something like that. So here's my prompt, which is write a 2-minute video script about an agency owner who is struggling with his clients, wanting him to do too much work for no extra money. He's currently grinding away with retainer clients, but doesn't realize there are better ways to make money in lead generation. The solution to his problem is to change from retainer contracts to performance marketing. And the call to action is check out our free training on how to grow your agency to 7 figures with 1 client or less. Please add in tone cues and offer suggestions for video ideas. So let's see what this spits out. So it should be an actual script, not just writing. It should give you like kind of like acting cues and things like that. Okay, let's have a look. So it's giving me a title as well. Okay, bit clickbaity. I probably wouldn't use that one, but video description. I was giving you a description as well. Okay, that's interesting. Hi, I'm an agency owner. I know what it's like to grind away with retainer clients. It's a never-ending cycle of working long hours, never feeling like you're ahead, and constantly feeling like you're being taken advantage of. But it doesn't have to be this way. There is a better way to make money as an agency owner, and that's through performance marketing. Performance marketing is a way of doing business when you only get paid for when you get results. This means that you're not tied down to retainer contracts and you're not at the mercy of clients who are always asking for more. With performance marketing, you can set your own rates and you can get work with clients who are serious about getting results. If you're ready to stop grinding away and start making more money, then I encourage you to check out our free training on how to grow your agency to 7 figures with 1 client or less. In this training, I'll show you everything you need to know about performance marketing, including how to find clients, how to set your rates, and how to track your results. If you're ready to take your agency to the next level, then I encourage you to check out our free training. Again, decent, I think. Let's have a look at the other drafts. Intro. So this gives you an intro, body, call to action, outro. Okay, cool. So that's actually pretty cool. And here we go. So this is an actual, telling you how to like even act the video. So scene 1, working late into the night. I can't believe I have to work this late. I'm already so behind, and my clients just keep asking for more. And in the meeting with his clients, client 1, we need you to change this design, and we need you to get this done by tomorrow. But I'm already booked solid. I don't know how I can fit this in. We're your clients. You need to make time for us. I'm sure you guys have all been through this, so it's done quite well. I think this one. I think it is really, tapping into our pain as agency owners with retainer clients who just expect the world for not a lot of money. And then this gives you a whole dialogue that you can go through, and then maybe there's. So I think this is a really good script. I quite like this, how it's done it, and as you can see, he's gone on. The agent is promoting his free training on how to grow an agency to 7 figures or less. So I think that's pretty cool. And also, let's go on to the tone cues. So the tone cues, the agency owner should be frustrated and stressed. The client should be demanding and unreasonable. The solution should be presented as a light bulb moment. The call to action should be clear and concise. So I quite like that. That's some good advice there. And then some video ideas as well. The agency owner could be shown working late into the night, trying to meet his client's demands, which is what they've done there. The clients could be shown making unreasonable requests, such as asking for changes to the agency's work at the last minute. I mean, it's a very, very big pain point for most of us who are on retainers. The solution could be shown as a way to save time and money and to free up the agency owners to focus on other things. The call to action could be shown as a way to get started with performance marketing and to learn how to grow. Yeah, perfect. So I think draft 3, I like that. I think they're all pretty good, to be fair. Again, you can really hone in on the prompt to really get this good. But I think it's a very good start just from a couple of minutes of writing a prompt. So next up, you can use it to kind of write engaging stories for your marketing or emails. So here's one. Pop this in. So write a story about a mum who's been struggling with her energy bills. Her bills used to be £60 a month, but now they are £250 a month. It's simply unaffordable, and it's sent her into a financial black hole. Try and resonate with the reader, have an empathetic tone, be defiant against the energy companies, and give them a helpful guide at the end on 10 ways to slash your energy bills and ends up saving them £1,000 a year. Okay, so let's see what this spits out. Again, always, it all comes back to the prompt. Work on the prompt. Cool, okay. So here we go. So it's written as Sarah's a single mum of 2 children. She works part-time as a cleaner and earns just over £10,000 a year. She lives in a small rented flat in a deprived area of the city. Sarah's always struggled to make ends meet, but her financial situation has become increasingly precarious in the recent months. Her energy bills have gone up 100% in the past year, and she is now paying £250 a month for gas and electric. This is simply unaffordable on her income, and it has sent her into a financial black hole. See, it's using some of the language we use in the prompt, so whatever language you use in the prompt, make sure that you want it kind of in the story or in whatever they're spitting out, because they will use some of it as kind of like filler. Sarah is constantly worried about how she's going to pay her bills. She has already had to cut back on food and other essential items. She's also worried about how she is going to keep her children warm in the winter. So again, it is doing what I'm asking. It's reached out to their pain. There it goes. Sarah is not alone in her struggle. Millions of people across the UK are facing the same problem. The energy companies have been hiking up prices at an unprecedented rate, and it is the poorest people who are being hit the hardest. So I think that's pretty good. It's resonating with the reader. It's kind of like galvanizing them against something, which is always a good motivator for selling. Then it goes on to Sarah is defiant against the energy companies. She refuses to accept that she has to pay these extortionate prices. She is determined to find a way to reduce her energy bills. So again, a bit like I said before, galvanizing people against something is always quite powerful. Sarah has started by looking for ways to make her home more energy efficient. She has fitted draft excluders to her doors and windows, and she has put reflective tape on her windows to keep the heat in. She has also turned down her thermostat and is using less energy intensive appliances. Sarah has also started shopping around for a better energy deal. She has found a company that offers a much lower price than her current supplier. She is in the process of switching to this new supplier. Sarah is hopeful that these measures will help her reduce her energy bills. She's also determined to find a way to make ends meet and to provide a safe and warm home for her children. And then it goes on to say, here is a helpful guide on 10 ways to slash your energy bills. So, there's a few tips here. Would I use them or not? I'd have to go and see. We actually have slash your bills lead magnet anyway. So I'll probably just be like, here's a helpful guide. Take this out and just link it to our guide, basically. But again, I think that's a pretty good story. It's hit all the points I've asked it to. And again, if you're a pro copywriter, you can add way more into the prompt to make sure it hits certain areas. But I think for a first go, I think that seems very good. Again, you get a couple of drafts so you can see which one's better. This one goes from the angle where she used to pay 60, now paying 250. On the first one, it said up by 100%. I mean, it's up way more than that, so I don't know how it's got the 100%. But again, you can just amend that out. So, like, was it 250, 300%, something like that? Probably more than 300% actually. And yeah, so then you get 3 drafts. You can look at the story. You can maybe take bits out of each and make one big story. But again, I really rate it. I think you get the bare bones of, say, a bit of content, a bit of copy, and then you can add flesh around it, basically. Which I think is what a lot of marketers and content marketers are doing these days. I wouldn't just whack this in as a first draft and be like, right, done. I would try and add your own flair, but it really helps. It does really help flesh out some content, and I think it's actually pretty good. I think where this is now is better than where Chat GPT was at the same level. Like, Chat GPT is way ahead, I think, of Bard at the moment, and it is winning. But from insemination, I think at the start when I was using ChatGPT when it first came out, I don't think it was doing as well as this. That could be down to my prompt writing. I have learned a bit of prompt writing, and I'm getting a little bit better at doing prompts. Before it was quite, binary prompts, whereas now you're adding in a bit of structure. So that could be the reason as well. But so far, I have been impressed with Bard. I quite like its answers. There hasn't been anything too wrong in it so far, from what I've seen. But obviously, we'll have to see. Next up, and finally, it's basically market research. So you're trying to look for some statistics or something like that for a certain industry, rather than searching around Google or Bing or whatever. You can just come here, pop that in, give you 10 statistics from the debt industry in the UK in 2023 with their references. And this is where Bard's more powerful, I think, because you get up to date data, basically, because it's working off 2023, not 2021. So I think it's quite powerful for market research. I'm sure GPT will be updated soon. I would be surprised if it's not. But yeah, here we go. So you've asked for 10 statistics on the debt industry in the UK, and it's giving you 10. And it's the average household debt. It's giving you the source as well, so you can credit them. Number of people in debt in the UK is estimated to be 15 million. So these are all quite popular in the UK. So I know Step Change is a debt charity. Money Supermarket is a very good kind of like comparison site or money saving tips kind of site. Very famous in the UK. The Guardian, obviously a famous newspaper, independent newspaper. Step Change, Guardian, independent. So again, charity, newspaper, charity. So a lot of it is from similar sources. So again, you could go and if you wanted to branch out, so you had a few more different sources, you could pop that in with their references, and you could put no stats from Step Change or Step Change, the Guardian, or the Independent. Let's see if this works. I spelled the Guardian wrong. Oh, we spelled that wrong. Let's try that now. Let's see if it brings on without Step Change, Guardian, and Independent. So again, yep. So it's got you a very much more of a mix of references. So Money Facts, Insolvency Service, the Financial Conduct Authority. That's the financial regulator in the UK. So that's a pretty good one. Another charity, National Consumer Council, Money Charity. So yeah. So you've got quite a lot. So you can always try and hone it, and then you can compare the stats. So the average UK household owes 16,000 from Money Facts, but from Money Supermarket, it was the average UK owes 15,900. So it's about £1,000 difference. So then you can go and find it. And if you don't know that, you can ask for the links. So you can go with their references and links to the statistic. Let's see if this works. And this will just help you fact check, because sometimes they can just pull stuff out of thin air. ChatGPT does it as well. Okay. Let's copy this. So can I get links for these stats? Let's see if we can do that. Looks like it might not be able to do that, so you'll just have to go Google it if you wanted to double check. Okay, cool. So it gives you a little bit more information about the stats. So again, that comes from the Money Facts Debt Statistics Report 2022. So that's pretty cool. Counts. So it's kind of telling you where it's coming from. It's not giving you links, but it's giving you a bit more data to go off, try and find it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'd be using Bard for. I actually really like it. I think I'm a bit biased towards Google, but I think it's going to be up there with GPT. Nowhere near it yet. I don't believe it's got API facilities yet, which ChatGPT does. We're currently using them with our sales Android. If you're interested, I'm putting a little link in the top corner. It's basically you can go have a little play. With how our sales Android works. It's basically an AI chatbot. You can just text it, see if you can break it. It's quite a fun little thing. And I believe Bard will go down that way as well. But I think it's thoroughly good. I would get it involved now, early doors, so you get used to it. I don't see too many dissimilarities from ChatGPT. I think it's going to be quite similar. Only thing it's lacking at the moment, Google is a AI image creator. I don't know of one. If you know of one, then please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to give that a little play as well. But yeah, guys, there you have it. Just a little run through what Bard can do. I would get on the wait list now, and then you can have it at your fingertips. And I think it's a great tool. Thanks a lot for hanging around, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's it from Graham. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions for him or comments, please do comment below. But also please subscribe to this channel so you'll be first to know when we get new videos out like this. And give us a thumbs up if you want more like this, and we'll go and create more on the AI topic. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.